Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full Rocky Marciano out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front set, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it? Game time proof.
Okay, welcome again to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in the Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, B. Caruana, joined as always by man Steve Burrows.
Happy New Year, Spee.
You just ripped off my...
I knew you were going to go for it, but you know what? This is a new Steve this year.
What, you're just going to take over, steal my spots? That's what you're doing? Is this what we're doing now?
That's what we're doing.
Oh, you're going to try to do
how long it lasts.
Yeah, try to do the intro again. Remember what happened last time?
That was actually... Yeah, okay, yeah, I get your point.
Before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys in Region Arcade. Get yourself an awesome coffee. There's some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, Steve.
Yeah. Is there a pause here where you're meant to say Happy New Year?
Yeah, I'll gloss over that. Happy New Year, everybody. Steve ruined it. Fucking jerk. 10 seconds into the new show, into the new year, and you're already shitting me to tears. But, I mean, this is the second thing that Steve's done to annoy me today. The first thing...
Second?
Yeah, you walked in the room with just the most unruly eyebrow I've ever seen. And I'm a man that's, like, very akin to John Howard. Like, my eyebrows need regular treatment by Satan. But he had this one that was just hanging, and I tried to tuck it down for him, and it remained tucked for all of about 3.5 seconds, and I actually had to go get the scissors and cut that bad boy off.
Yeah, he actually licked his fingertip, and you're like...
Oh, I tried to make it romantic.
Yeah. It was like Bart Cummins kind of style.
Yeah, it was very unruly.
It was crazy.
But that's the thing, though. That's the one thing I can't stand is the fact that, like, my eyebrows are just out of control. I mean, but all my hair grows really quickly.
Are you rubbing that in?
Yeah, I was gonna say, the top of your head. Not quite doing as well as the eyebrows.
Yeah, I wish that was fucking dodgy up there.
What happened to the plan of growing the hair back and dyeing it all? Yeah?
Yeah, but abort
mission?
Yeah, it was bad, man. It wasn't good. It was, I did try.
Yeah?
And it was fucking dreadful, Steve.
Yeah,
it was a terrible idea.
Too patchy?
Why didn't you actually shoot it down at the start? I can't remember. I think
I did.
Are you sure? I felt there was some support there. Go on, Steve.
I'm pretty sure I warned you it was a terrible idea. Unless you were going to do the Hulk Hogan mustache.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, do you notice that I just did a goatee this year?
Yeah, no, you got a full beard.
That's great. I actually just did the goatee at one point because you know how you shave and you fuck up the beard? That's what happened. And remember the Homer Simpson thing? We've been through it, people.
Yeah.
Had to have the goatee, and now I'm trying to grow it back.
Yeah, that looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
It's a good look, Steve. The good thing is, I mean, I was always a shaved head man for years until I actually started going to the barbershop. Go see the boys at Slick Lobster in Adelaide Arcade.
Are they a sponsor, are they?
No, they're just friends of the show.
Okay, that's nice.
Friends of the show. But I was always a shaved head guy. And you have the similar thing with me. It's like people go, yeah, well, you're lucky because you got a good shaped head. You have a good shaped head for a shaved head, Steve. Because some people, like, we had a young lad that I used to work with at Fitness First. And he was like 20 when he started really thinning. Like, he was doing the comb over at 20, and you just felt bad for the kid. And what topped it off is when he started shaving his head. You know how, like, whenever they like talk about aliens and the aliens all have that sort of bulbous head?
Yeah.
He had one of those setups. So it was like, oh, you fucking poor kid. But he's now since married a really hot Brazilian girl, so good luck to him. You know, so
maybe she's into that alien.
The alien look. Yeah, well, you don't know. You know, different cultures like different things.
They do.
But speaking of cultures and dress codes, now Steve has got this bug in his butt about what is allowed to be worn by certain individuals at sporting events, and now apparently Steve's just blatant Nazism towards dressing has gone over to the corporate arena. Steve, what's your issue today?
Look, this is the way I see it. Remember that hot stint that we had last week? And we've got another one coming up,
It's Adelaide in summer. The fact that
40
people
degrees.
are surprised. Every year, everyone in Adelaide seems to be surprised when we have a heat wave, and by the same token, when it gets cold, everyone's like, oh, fuck, it's cold. It's like, well, it's winter.
We complain a lot. And look, the reason I'm saying is because I was wearing a grey t-shirt. I rocked up the t-shirt, which was it. And look, I get it.
It's a rookie error.
Bonehead fucking move. I get it. I do. But I was just, what the double whammy of it was I see all these chicks in town just wearing sleeveless.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a singlet. It can,
And
this
a
is
real,
the thing,
a
it
real
can be.
thin blouse, like really super thin material,
Yeah.
and it's open, and open-toed shoes, short skirt, or just long dress. It's just all open. It's like allowing breathing in there.
Exactly. I'm rocking like the long pants, a grey fucking, greyed up, sweated up t-shirt, and it just bothers me, Spear. It just bothers me. Why can't I rock a singlet to work? Why can't I pull out the pythons and roll around at work, man?
Because you don't want to intimidate anybody.
Oh,
with
exactly.
those,
I need to
with
shave
those
it up.
guns
It's
ears.
usually the thing that eyebrows are bad. Oh, Jesus,
Yeah.
I need a bit of a grooming. I need to make a bit of attention.
Yeah.
Every 6 months, the wife will sit behind me and she'll pluck out the old shoulder hairs.
Yeah, I've started getting the shoulder hairs too. That was a really, really just tough time for me. I've never had it. Then I looked over my back and I'm like, oh shit, there's more than just.
And
a
there's
couple
more
now.
than you think.
Yeah, there's more than a couple
more
now.
than you think.
Now I just need to sort of keep regular attention, regular upkeep.
Especially you, because you obviously, you wrestle still, and you get your kid off. And for me, it's just, I'm always thinking, oh, I can't wait to be able to take my. I never do.
Yeah.
But I just think, oh, I better do this just in case the top comes off. But I do. I really do need to pay attention to this grooming situation.
Sounds like our next podcast is going to be sponsored by Central Beauty.
It is exactly. So so like I said, Spear, I just wanted to hear what your version of events is with dudes having to rock the more corporate, the more I don't know.
I do see it, and it does give me anxiety because I'm one of those people that if I see someone when I'm hot, I was coming home from the pub last night, went for dinner, and it was like hot night. It was like 30 odd degrees at night time, riding on the scooter, and there was this kid that walked past at the traffic lights, full length pants and a hoodie. And I was getting hot looking at him, like sitting on the bike going, can you take your jumper off? Because you're giving me anxiety, mate. You would be cooking in there. Like I get too hot in shorts and a t-shirt. Luckily, I chose a profession that I can wear shorts, t-shirt, and a sneaker to work, and that's my dress up. And even so much so that I have influenced every gym that I've worked at to, we should have Jersey Thursday.
That's a fantastic thing, by the way. I do appreciate it.
It's a great concept, but then it allows me to wear a basketball jersey, which is just a singlet. Every
Do they
Thursday.
make you hotter though? Those basketball jerseys, they can get kind of, the material can be.
Some depends which ones you get. Like some of the ones I've got for my knockoff Chinese ones can be crap, but sometimes by the same token, some of them are good. So some of them are quite breathable, they're quite good, and then by the same token, I have to wear my long sleeve or like the sleeve baseball jerseys in winter. But it's still good. Like I prefer doing that. Like at least having the arms out. Like I said, the arms out does help. Make sure that nothing's sort of in the underarm where it's going to be really sweaty. Like I said, the grey t-shirt on a hot day, you are just rolling the dice there, Steve. Because I'm a sweaty underarm man, and I cannot wear like any sort of light coloured. I have like a few tan t-shirts, and even I have a pink t-shirt because I like wearing pink. And it's very hard to wear that sort of setup in the summertime.
And it's worse as well when you're sitting in the car on a hot day and then you rock up and then you got the sweaty back.
Yeah.
You got a massive sweat patch down your back.
Yeah.
Great great t-shirts aside, I know it's a terrible decision.
It's a solid look though. I love the grey t-shirt too. I'm a grey t-shirt man, but you are rolling the dice every time you do it.
Exactly. And look at rock up here every week. We do the podcast and I'm pretty much wearing the same thing: black pants, one colour t-shirt. Yep. And
you
grey.
are Homer Simpson. you have your blue pants and your white polo.
I do, man. Yeah. I'm a very simple person, Steve.
Yes,
very simple.
I'll leave that joke. But tell us about your Christmas, Steve. It's been that time has come and gone, and it's so funny that everyone goes from the lead into Christmas is always so exciting, and then within 3 days, all right, everyone's like, right, decorations down, Christmas out. But what happened at your house?
Well, look, if it wasn't for the kids, Christmas could have come and gone pretty quickly for me this year.
Yeah.
I felt like I was so busy leading up to it that I didn't actually enjoy the lead up.
Yep.
And I always enjoy that last week or two before Christmas, working in town when it is hot.
Yep.
People look happy because everyone knows they're gonna have a few days off work and all that kind of shit. But this year, I feel like I missed it.
Yeah. I feel the same this year.
Did you?
Didn't get all the Christmas movies in I wanted to.
Yep.
Which usually is like a staple for me. Didn't get any carols in.
Okay.
Usually I at least get one sort of carol stop. I mean, we did a walk around the streets and look at the lights, and that was a cool night.
Yeah.
And I was wearing my Christmas sweater a couple of times. But I didn't get any of that sort of real, like just cheesy Christmas shit, which I think you need. You
Is
need
that
the
an age
cheesy.
thing, or is it just happened to be one of these years? You
Busy.
think?
Yeah, one of the things there. Just super busy at that time of year. Like this year, it just seemed like it was a lot busier than it usually has been. But yeah.
Yeah. So other than the kids, really, I mean, like I said, it could have come and gone without me even noticing. So, but what did happen is my wife had the great idea that we'd buy a swing set for my kids.
There you go.
But my wife, being my wife, she didn't want just a standard. What I was gunning for was like a metal frame, just a swing and the little carriage you can sit in, and
The double one.
The double one, yeah. It kind of looks like
the one
like a
the
seesaw.
shitty ones that everyone had. Well, not us, but other friends had back in the day.
Sure.
You actually wanted the same one that was rusty. That it's fine. Just,
I was happy to go.
They've had their tetanus shots. They're fine.
Exactly. But no, she wanted the timber one with the cubby house attached to it and the rock climbing.
Oh, Jonah. I'm guessing she wanted this without the idea of setting it up herself.
Of course, man. That is my life, man. This is my life. I'm governed by her decisions.
Yes.
And I have to actually go out and deliver them.
There you
so
go.
I was literally, and this is not a word of lie. I had two of my brothers come over to give us a hand to do it.
Is this Dom and Matt?
Dom and Joey.
Joey.
No, Matt
is this
was
the sleeved tattooed Joey?
Oh, yeah, gangster. Yeah, big time. So he came over, he brought the street cred, to our little function there. And, so we started putting this thing together, and straight off the bat, the fucking instructor. So they came over at 10 a.m.
Yep.
It was a hot day. It was the day before Christmas.
Yeah,
it was like a hot day, right? So they came over at 10 o'clock. I set it up in my alfresco, so we were at least, blocked off by the sun. And we started going for it. And first page, we've got an issue.
Yeah.
There's an issue with the printing. And I ended up, we were sitting there. Look, the crux of the matter was they had a 10mm bolt trying to fit into a 6mm nut.
I think I saw a video about that once, but yeah.
It's a different time.
There was these two guys, right?
in a taxi. And so what happened is, so that's what started. So I ended up calling the fucking manufacturer. They put me onto the builder who was down at the beach on his holiday.
Off.
Yeah, but he gave him the number, so fuck him. And he printed it wrong. And we went back and forth. I said, do this. Anyway, long story short, we were there till 9 p.m. I had to go to mine at 10, get some
paid
new
by
pieces.
the hour.
It's the old council worker,
It's a union job, isn't it?
People leaning on the shovels watching me work. We were there tonight, and the reason why we stopped, and we've got it operational, don't get me wrong, but we didn't finish everything. But the only reason we did stop is because the wife came out and she goes, Steve, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It's 9 fucking p.m. and you're still using power tool. Like, it's time to
wrap it up.
So it was really hard because the kids wanted to come outside, obviously, because, I'm there, the uncles are there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to fucking put this out. And we lied to Sophia. We were just saying to her, it's for Joey's project. And she was like, I'll help with the project. I said, no, but it's all right.
Yeah. She's a sweetheart, mate.
She's unbelievable.
Sophia Mania.
Yeah. Speaking of Sophia Mania, and this is totally off the topic for a second, she won Student of the Year for her karate.
Yay.
All right, so I rocked up at the end of the year presentation, and I was chatting to this another dad. He goes, Sophia should bring home a trophy today, other than the new belt she was getting.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? He goes, yeah, she was nominated. So I looked, he goes, he had looked and saw there was 4 names for 4 different categories.
Yeah.
He goes, Spirit of the Year, Trainee of the Year,
Coach's Award.
Right, Encouragement Award. And,
Most consistent.
and Student of the Year.
Yeah.
And she got herself
a little trophy.
A 30cm high trophy that she got presented in front of all the other karate kids. And the other kids had these little plaques and stuff like that, which is cute, but they're not.
Oh, look at you! Do
very
not
proud
infect
moment.
Sophia Mania with your horrible competitive streak, Stephen.
She said to me, she goes, look how small they are. I was like, shh. I'm very proud of you, baby. That's a bit me and you conversation. That's not let's say, in front of the other kid with a little plug. But anyway, funny story, right? So anyway, otherwise, we got the fucking thing up, and can we play our music for a second?
Oh, okay.
Because this is a segue.
Okay.
This is a segue.
Here it is, turd freaks. The moment you've been waiting for. It's time for Steve's launch.
Don't ruin the perfect music with your shitty segue fucking thing.
Nicely played. Now, the thing is with this swing set, is on the lawn.
Ooh.
Now, this now brings so many more complications to my life now.
Back lawn?
Back lawn.
The good lawn.
The good lawn.
The
was good lawn.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Dude, Sophia is tearing that shit up, man.
Yeah.
She is, like underneath swings and stuff, there's always like the patch where the kids have, like
scuff their feet.
the lawn is all yellow underneath. Mowing the thing,
Yeah.
that's a whole different ball game. I'm like
Don't
ducking.
you just
I'm
have like a
under.
little dustbuster lawnmower? You plug it in the wall. Isn't that how it works?
Well, all right. So this is where I'm headed, man. This is where I'm headed. Now I've had this electric mower for
Too long.
Yeah, that's right. Too long to. I really should have fucking admit. But last night I was mowing the lawn. And like I said, you're ducking and weaving, because you're getting under the swing set, you're getting in there's a little patch for a local sand pit, but I'm under there trying to fuck. It's impossible. Anyway, the wife goes, look, I'm going to run the bar for the kids.
Yep.
I said, yep, that's fine. She goes, but they're going to stay outside. I was like, oh, well, I'm mowing the lawn. I can't keep, because, this cubby house is high. So,
Yeah.
and Samuel's not even 2 years old yet. He's climbed the mother. Anyway, so I said, look, do I have to watch him? She goes, yeah, I'm just going to run the bath. I'll be a minute. Soon as she ran the bath, and I'm watching the kids, and Samuel's climbing up the stairs, I ran over the cord. I ran over the motherfucking extension cord. Shorted out the whole house.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, man. The safety fucking switch clips there. Lights out in the household.
This is the best story
my
ever.
God. Can you believe it?
I can, because
No,
you
no.
have a somewhat feminine
Oh,
lawnmower.
brother.
Steve.
Can you believe it?
So what's happened now? What do we have to do?
Well, I said to the wife, I said, we are going to Bunnings
Yeah?
and we're going to buy ourselves
Petrol mower?
a petrol mower.
Did you get it?
That's right. No, I haven't been yet. That
Oh,
happened
okay.
last night.
Okay.
It will happen, probably next weekend when I'm going to have another crack at the lawn.
Yeah.
But I ran over the freaking extension cord. Can you believe that's just unbelievable? But it happens because the funny thing is because she goes, watch the kids, and I knew it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Something was going to go wrong. I'm
Yeah.
glad one of them didn't fall off. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take the fucking...
The extension cord, yeah.
Extension
Yeah, you
cord,
can't
but-
really extension cord another kid.
First time it's happened, you know why?
Why?
Because it's never had to happen before,
No.
And then she, like I said, I'm governed by her laws.
Oh.
She says she's running the bath.
Well, she run the bath,
I
mate.
get in line. I'm like, all right, no worries, honey. You do that.
Sounds like you have some pretty good... You're
How's
lenient
it
at the
now?
home, but,
Damn.
you doing the Chevy Chase and shorting out the whole house. Probably not Jonah's fault. Let's not blame
No,
Jonah for that.
it's not her fault.
But this is where we're going to keep going with lawn chat. We're not done.
Oh.
I mean, I know your lawn is getting torn up to shit, but we want to just have a quick little brief conversation about the one lawn across the road owned by Rocco. Now, Rocco, I asked for a photo. You didn't send it, so you're on my shit list. But Stephen has shown me some photos, some footage from Instagram. Oh, you're not wrong. That lawn is a thing of beauty.
It is legit lawn porn, as I say, man.
We need to get the video. There's a video where Rocco leans in and puts his hands on the grass and he's like rubbing it like a loved pet.
He is, yes.
But I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
That grass is out, and he's got the little you got the little sticker on in the thing. Get off the grass. That's like a real washed thing. If you are you're too old for life when you have that thing in your lawn.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that front lawn, that patch of greenery, and it's so green. Steve.
Oh, it's so green.
It's like he's painted it.
It's ridiculous.
Do we know what type of grass it is?
Kikuyu.
Kikuyu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the
Kikuyu,
step above the
Kikuyu.
Santa Ana.
It's a different lawn.
It's a much better one.
My next door neighbour.
Did you go to Costco for yours?
Oh, brother!
He's on the David
Rowdy.
Jones of lawn.
Dude, the next door neighbour has the same lawn.
Yeah.
And it is obviously proofs in the pudding. He's out there mowing it every three days.
Yeah.
He put in the irrigation system. That's on every day. You can tell the difference between Rocco's and my neighbours.
Yep.
Because my Santa Ana beats my neighbours,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, at least anyway. But look, we had some people come over for a barbecue just before Christmas, and they came out the back and they said this is pre wooden monstrosity on my lawn, and they go, Steve, lawn's looking good. I said, yeah, cheers, man. We had a bit of a yard, and they went, but what about your neighbours? I was like, And I was like, dude, I can't. And you know what sucks? Is I'm directly across the road, man.
Yeah.
When they see me,
And I see him. You're the one that's getting
it's the
compared
old
to.
Simpsons
Yeah.
thing. Remember when like Maggie has to decide whether they go to Ned and the Flanders and they turn around and they're like the rainbow behind them and shit like that. And they turn around, they see
They're in the swamp. Yeah.
the swamp. That's kind of like where we're at now, me and Rocco. So, but you know. We've had a talk. He's going to help me put a little irrigation system in, or at least we've discussed it.
Yeah.
We began discussing it. So the front lawn, I'm still believing my Santa Ana.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about this Kikuyu fucking...
Yeah.
Like,
This is
it just
gourmet.
changed everything, man.
Seriously gourmet
My
lawn.
whole perspective on lawn has changed.
We need to get a photo. We need to ask for Rocco's permission. We're not going to
Yep.
post unsolicited photos. If
Yep.
Rocco, if you're cool with it, send Steve a message or just give him a yell across the road and
Yes,
while
right.
you're laughing at his lawn from your lovely luxury palace over there. So let us know because we want to post it because I know the listeners are starting to get a bit excited now.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be listening just going, well, I need to see what this lawn's like because I was the same. I was skeptical. I hadn't seen it. Steve was talking it up. I thought, it's fucking lawn. This thing is fucking beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I think I'm almost ready for to get married and have kids. I was
Yeah,
enjoying
man,
that
move
lawn
out to
so
the
much.
burbs, man.
No, I'm not moving anywhere. But
Okay, fair enough.
I know Satan wants to move, but I'm staying in my palace. But we're going to move on to some sort of
Segue.
There you go. Now, Steve,
Yeah.
you've brought up something that I posted the other day on the social medias.
Yes, that's right.
Is there a better thing? Well, what are you rating as your top 5 sporting events, like situations in sport? Because I put it out there. One of the better or one of the best is the 5th set in a tennis match because the Australian Open's on at the moment. Have you been watching the Australian Open?
Well, that's a whole different story there, Spee.
Well, tell us your story, Steve.
Okay, so I did see Speed's comment the other day saying the 5th set, and it occurred to me I've not watched any sport this summer. I've not watched any
Big Bash,
Big Bash.
Test cricket.
I've not watched any. I tried to watch a minute of on the Boxing Day, but
Yeah.
it didn't work out. I have not watched any tennis, cricket, anything that sport. I've barely been up to date with the basketball either, to be honest with you.
You've been on holidays.
Yeah, exactly. And it comes down to one thing. No, sorry, there's 2 things. Kids,
Yeah, kids, I understand.
and I'm
But you've
I'll
always
wear
had
that.
them.
I'll wear that, and I'm
They've
happy.
been around for a while.
I'm happy for that to deflect my attention. No, it is one video game. I'm addicted to the video game, Speed.
Yeah.
It's called Call of Duty. Black
Yeah.
Ops.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4.
4.
Dude, I've got the same...
Can I watch Black Ops 4 if I haven't seen the other 3?
Nice, yeah.
Oh, why not get the story?
It's a bit like in Tropic Thunder, Scorcher 7. Who left the fridge open? Some shit like that. But anyway, dude, I've got pretty much the same routine every night nowadays. I get home, pick up the kids, cook dinner, chuck them in the bath, get them out, get them ready for bed, put them down, head to the gym, with up. In these 40-degree days, I'm trying to get there as much as I can. Come home, shower, say hello to the wife,
Yeah.
and then put on my headset.
Yeah.
And-
And you've got the headset too.
Well, you got to talk to your
Do you have the power
your
glove as
squad
well?
link. You got to talk to your squad, man. It's
So,
all about
This
communication.
is not just you playing.
Oh no, it's me and my homies. Yeah.
You're right. So
Yeah.
who's in this homie list? Who's in the squad? Don't even give me real names. Give me the squad names.
Would you like the names?
I want the whatever
Okay.
gimmick names you
Yeah.
guys have come up with, and I want to see if I can guess who they are by the
Well,
names.
they're called gamer tags. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
So
because
there's,
I would hate to disrespect your nerds by calling you the wrong thing.
there's 5 of us usually. There's a 5 of us, and
Is this
all
the CMO
interchangeable.
All Stars? Like they've
There's a
subbed
couple
you out.
members.
They got another crew. They've started on the side.
I'll give you a couple names.
Yeah.
And you know, I think you know all of them.
Yeah.
At least you've met them. We got one called Risotto.
Yeah.
Now
Not even
Risotto
a word. He's a baseball player.
is nice. That's a Billy Madison joke. Good one. We've got Risotto. We've got El Cruto.
Okay.
El Cruto.
Yeah.
We've got El Jizze.
Yeah. I think I know that one.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty clear. We've got El Blas.
Yeah.
'Cause some motherfucker took Blas.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
That's right. I couldn't find Spee on Instagram.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Motherfucker. And the last one's called Glistening Clam.
Glistening clam.
Now-
Righto. So you got 3 L's, a glistening clam, and what was the other one?
Risotto.
Risotto.
Not even a baseball player.
Yeah.
He's a baseball player. Sorry.
These are terrible names.
Well, risotto is a play on the word Ryan,
Yeah.
somehow. El El Cruto has been evolved from Curtin.
Yep.
El Jizze is
Jay.
Yep. And then we've got El Blas, obviously, and Glistening Clam. Well, I'm not sure the origins of it, but that's Brett.
Yeah, well, I figured that.
You figured that one? Yeah. So we all get on most nights.
Yeah.
And dude, this is one of those classic. One more, 11:30. One more, 12. One more, 3 a.m. in the motherfucking morning.
See, I'm worried about that with my friends, but it's usually like another beer. Yeah, one more drink. Yeah.
Oh, you drink while you play.
Oh,
there's many vices being
so it's like cool, you know, like staying up late.
I mean, come on, man.
Drinking Jolt Cola, playing video games. Is that how we're doing it?
Oh, something like that. It is crazy. So
you're not on the Fortnite with the young kids?
No, Fortnite. That's for geeks, man. I'm on the hard shit.
Yeah.
It's rated R, man. Come on, bro.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, man. Proof's in the pudding, man.
Sounds really tough. So you've been missing out on all this great
all
sport.
The sport, man. And
summertime's the best for sport.
I know, dude. I'm not happy about it.
It's the one time of the year we get to get what the Americans get, which is sport every night of the fucking week.
Dude.
That's part of the reason why I loved being in San Francisco when I was there, is that we went out and watched a baseball game, and then you went to the pub, and you watched another baseball game. Baseball games on from any city in the world. Always there was something on.
Yeah.
It was the best. I loved it. I love watching just sport all the time. So you come home at the moment. At the moment, I'm checking on the Australian Open, watching my tennis. You know, and I love my Big Bash, but then once the tennis comes on, I kind of give Big Bash a rest.
Okay.
I still go to the Strikers games.
Yep.
But I give it a bit of a rest on TV because I watch the tennis. And then, you know, I'm back and forth between the two depending on who's got the better game.
Yep.
But the early stages, I don't know why. I just love the early stages of the Australian Open because that's when you get the good five setters. You rarely get them in the finals.
Okay.
You know, when you start to get into quarters, semis and stuff like that, it's very rare that you get one of those good 5-set classics. But the one thing was like the last two nights, I mean, like I said, we're recording this Friday, was the night before we had Alex Bolt take on Jules Simon, beat him in 5. And the 5th set, it's just tense, you know, and especially when you get an Aussie in there too.
Oh.
Because to be honest, we're not getting any Aussies really to quarterfinals, semifinals these days. But it was just good to, and you hear the crowd get behind, you know, the fanatics. And the night before we had Dimonor, Alex Dimonor. It's 2 Alexes. He's the other young lady, 19.
Okay.
And he had the 5-setter as well. Can't remember who he beat. It was a decent decent bloke. But it was just watching this, you know, just with a 5th set, you see a lot of people's character, you know. And I thought this kid like Dimonor the other night was gonna lose because he dropped a couple of points and then he got broken in the 5th, and you're like, that's it, because he was up 2 sets to love. Then lost the next 2, won a game, then lost like 3 in a row. You're like, oh, but then he came back, and won it. It was just like I was like, shit, that's it. His head's down. He's done it. But then to show that grit to come back, and that's what you get out of a 5th set. And so, like, I'm not a big tennis person. Like, the rest of the year, I do not give 2 shits about tennis. There's something about the Australian Open and the crowds that are there, especially because, like, the Australian crowds are like, right, there's no Aussies in it. We're picking one bloke and we're going hard for him. It's never really the crowd split at an Australian Open game. They're just like, they've always decided, nah, he's the good guy, he's the bad guy, and we're cheering. You know, like, it's almost like a wrestling match. Like, I love watching people get behind it. It gets tense, and, you know, and half the time you're looking at the clock, it's like 11 o'clock, you're like, I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to get up in the morning, but I'm going to see who wins this. And I've just had that. And you're missing that.
I know, dude.
Black Ops.
Black Ops 4.
Sorry, mate. I don't want to disrespect
and it's
the
actually,
game.
and it's even like not even. It's called Blackout. It's a version. It isn't Black Ops.
Yeah.
It's very much like Fortnite, just cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, tennis. I've missed it, and I don't know if anything's going to change because when you're addicted to something, it's hard to get out.
Yeah, I've heard
so
that.
I'm gonna.
You got out of your drug problem quite well, and you know you've been less racist this year. So they were 2 addictions of yours that were pretty strong. So you've changed them. So I'm thinking maybe you can just wean yourself up by watching some sports. Then.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Like I said, because I think we could rank them. You know,
Okay.
because everyone started questioning me when I said I said one of the best. I carefully worded it. One of the best events in sport is the 5th set in a tennis game. Because tennis, I will argue, is the only sport that gets better the longer it gets.
Okay.
You know, like everything else, like, you know, your basketball game goes overtime, it goes double overtime. It's like, it's exciting, but it's not the same, you know, as, you know, I mean, I love a tight, close basketball game, don't get me wrong. But the only problem with that is the last 2 minutes of a basketball game can take up to 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's timeouts, there's fouls, it just gets a bit frustrating, it gets a bit jolty. But I think it's honestly in the top 5. So what would you be like your contenders for a top 5?
Oh, I'm tending to agree with you that the 5th set in tennis. Actually, it doesn't have to be a 5th. No, fuck it. We're going with it. 5th set in tennis.
Well, no, in fairness, because this is another one you missed the other day, but this was a daytime game. There was a game between Stan Wawrinka and Milos Raonic.
Oh, okay, so that's some big names.
4 sets,
Yeah.
all tie breaks.
Oh, wow.
So one guy lost in 4, Wawrinka lost in 4. All tie breaks. You know, you
Wow.
cannot split a game
Yeah.
any more than that. You know, and that deserved a 5th set because it was so close.
Yeah.
And it was just heartbreaking to watch that someone had to lose that game. You know,
I guess they're both big servers. I guess so that no one broke. So
they had a lot of big serves. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was just a great game.
Yeah. So look, definitely put the 5th set in. I'm not sure where it's going at the moment.
We'll just talk it through.
I'll tell you what. Another thing I really get into is we've talked briefly on shows before is UFC.
Yeah.
The big fights. So I'm talking about the real big fights when there's a lot on the line. And don't get me wrong, every fight has something on the line, obviously. But I'm talking about the real big ones when there's been talk and so on. We're talking, Khabib Conor. We're talking Jones versus DC.
Yeah.
Every time Anderson Silva gets in there, I literally sit on the edge of my seat.
You paid for the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge of it.
I get nervous. I get butterflies for them because
you can't wear a grey t-shirt because you're sweating everywhere.
sweating bullets is insane. So I would put a UFC like a real high quality
Big fight?
title fight. That Cyborg Nunes fight.
Oh, yes.
The other day was just ridiculous, man.
Mm.
It was ridiculous. Like how excited. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did enjoy the main event, but the girls put on a better show than
they always do, though. The UFC, they definitely earn their money.
As with the wrestling, the girls are smashing the dudes in wrestling as well.
We're talking about real sports here, not scripted combat.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
But no, and I'm going to put in there a tight AFL game.
Oh yeah,
like a tight footy game is one of the great things because it doesn't stop. You know, the only thing you really get as a stoppage of the clock is a ball up. And the only thing that makes a tight football game even more nail-biting and nerve-wracking is being live at the actual tight football game because the tradition of not having the countdown clock at an actual stadium is just, it's one of the most bizarre things. You actually have to, you have to turn around because there's always one, like where I sit in the members, there's always one old bloke that's listening to it on the radio, and you're always going to turn around and go, how much time's left? Everyone's asking frantically, or someone's trying to get it up on their phone, look at this, because you just don't know. And it's so frustrating to watch because you're just like, I need to know how much time, because you just don't know. But it's like,
that adds to it though, man.
I know, that's the excitement of not knowing, and if your team goes up, you're like, blow siren, shit. It's like when you're close soccer game, everyone's like whistling, to try to signal to shut the game down. But I think that's the most exciting. When you get a real close game of footy and the ball, because that ball can just bounce anywhere. It's just, that would be in there, definitely probably up at number 1 for me.
Yeah, it's up there. I remember the game that Port was playing against the Crows, and was it Angus Monfries who banged it from 50, and it took that right-hand turn.
Yep.
And that was one of those games.
That game is so memorable, so much so that because like I said, I'm a Port member, go to every game with my brother. Anytime the ball gets kicked towards the goals, but it looks like it's heading towards that left point post, everyone in the crowd, to a man, will just go, Monfries? No. Everyone's waiting for it to happen again. That off break that just bounced through, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, well, you talk about soccer. Actually, for me, a real tight soccer game. Now, this is the thing. Soccer gets a bit of flack. You know, especially from footy guys. Did score no goals. But sometimes those 0-0 games are the best games. Yeah. Because it's about the anticipation of the deadlock being broken. Yeah. It doesn't have to. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you see a soccer game, it's 5-4. Generally speaking, it's a fucking
good game.
An outrageous game. But some of those 0-0s, the 1-1s, and it's getting to 91 minutes, and you're sitting there going, "Holy shit!" And one team's pressing, the other team's just all they're doing is kicking it out. But then that team's coming back in, and depending on whose side you're on, it is like nerve-wracking shit. And I can't. I just love it.
I remember when it was the World Cup, a few World Cups ago. This is probably 12 years ago when I was a labourer, and used to work with a whole bunch of brickies, and one of them used to play AFL footy. And he was always like, he would tease me and my brother because we were excited for the World Cup. He's like, 0 draws. It's really exciting. He goes, how could that be exciting? And that was the year that Trinidad and Tobago made it. And they had the 0 draw first game with England. And because it's this
Fucking
tiny...
Rain Man over here.
Yeah, because it's this tiny... Because I remember, because it was this tiny country against, like, traditionally what should be a soccer powerhouse.
Yeah.
And... They had started games pretty even, but in that second half, England was just peppering the goals, and Trinidad and Tobago were just saving it. And then every time they went forward, they looked like they were going to score. And he goes, comes back to work, he goes, "Hey boys, that was a really exciting little draw." I'm like, yeah, that's. I mean, World Cup especially is completely different kettle of fish to like a net standard. Like even like a Champions League final is exciting, and any sort of final to any season is exciting.
Of course.
But the fact that it's only 4 years, that's what adds. Like any game in the World Cup, you
much
can
on
have 10-0 draws in the World Cup, and they're all exciting.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm going to put like a really good, tight soccer game in there. Even like I said, even in Premier League, I mean, with Liverpool doing so well this year, everything becomes under scrutiny now. Yeah. Every time I'm watching it, I'm like, holy shit. Like, everything now. Like, one goal scored, it could derail the whole season, When about 5 years ago, Liverpool had the title in the bag.
Yeah.
They're up 3-0 against some dodgy fucker. I can't remember the team. And they let 3 goals in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
by the same token,
we play against Chelsea.
When Liverpool came back from 3 goals down against AC Milan, it happens. It can swing. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, so they're good.
There's 4.
I'm going to throw 2 more in there.
Okay.
We're going to throw basketball in there because we're big basketball people.
Of course.
Like a tight game, when you start getting training shots. The only problem is the timeouts do ruin it. But I'm going to throw one in there which is the same, which is a tight NFL game.
Okay.
Now, the beautiful thing about the NFL, it's the same sort of thing with the soccer. It's a game of anticipation. I mean, everybody goes, it's so stop-start and stuff like that. But if you start getting games that are close, and for a few years in a row, we had really close Super Bowls.
The finals.
Yeah. The Super Bowl was always super-duper close. It always came down to the last couple of seconds or last couple of plays. And it's that stop-startness of it that actually makes it exciting because you are literally you've got that 40 seconds leading into the play to get yourself excited for the 15 seconds of action that you're going to see. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much that can really get you excited. There's a penalty. What about that? That guy's open. He dropped it. It can be really exciting. Yeah. Even though we praise the footy for not being stop-start, but by the same token, sometimes it's that bit that's not given to you that you just get so excited about. You're like, no, they need to stop. No, these boys need to settle. Sometimes the clock runs, sometimes the clock stops. It's just like, we need the clock to stop, or we need the clock to run. It's just really, really exciting to see. So I'm going to throw an NFL game in there. NFL.
Is there anything else we miss it? Because I feel like we whenever we start recording, we're like, that thing. Is there anything cricket related?
Like a last over in the
90s.
Yeah, like a Michael Bevan sort of situation. Yeah. But that's not the same as it used to be. A one-day cricket is pretty well dead internationally. Yeah. It's not as exciting as it used to be. A Big Bash game is good, but and they always seem to get pretty close. And but it's not. There's not enough stakes in a Big Bash game. Like we went to a game a couple of weeks ago and they lost. Like the Strikers lost, and it was like when you walk out of a footy game and the boys have lost, you're like, shit. You walk out of the cricket and they've lost, you're like, forget it next time. No one really, as much as I love the Big Bash and I love watching the Strikers, I'm not as passionate about it. Like, if Carlton lose, I'm upset. I'm upset a lot. Yeah. But if you lost a close footy game, you're really upset. Even though you're going to see them 21 more times. Yeah. With the Strikers, I think they play like 12 games. Yeah. I don't really know. And if they lose one, I don't really care. If they make the finals, no. All right, whatever. There's not as much on the line for a cricket. Even though the Big Bash stuff is exciting to watch, I don't think it's one of those peak ones where you're just like, I've really got to tune in. Like, if there's a 5-setter, I'm texting mates. Are you watching this? It's one of those sorts of things. But I'm going to throw one more in there, which is going to get no votes because it's just my fascination because we're an Australian podcast. People from America listening, you might throw in this. But a close baseball game.
Okay.
In the World Series. So it has to be a World Series game. It has to be something that means something.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are really exciting. If you start to get to playoffs and get to the World Series, I was trying to explain it to some people because I've started getting a couple of boys from here into baseball. And there was just one at-bat last year with a guy called Brett Gardner. So, you get 4 balls, it's a walk.
Yeah.
3 strikes, you're out. So maximum, usually you get 7 pitches.
Yeah.
And you can't strike out a foul ball. He just kept fouling away, pitch after pitch, 13 pitches. It was just, and that's when you start to get that beauty that you get from cricket, that mental game between the pitcher and the batter, and he's just like, where are you going to throw it? Where are you going to swing at it? You know, and it's just that, do you throw it? Because it was a full count, so he throws it wide, he just leaves it, he walks. Yeah. You know, and so you want to try to throw it in the strike zone, but you don't want to throw it where it's hittable. So it was just that, and you could just see them, and he just foul away, and it became so exciting because the guy coming up to bat behind him, it was the big slugger. It was just like, oh, you need to get this guy because there's 2 outs. You need to get this guy out. It was just, and that sort of excitement. It's up there when there's like a close game and there's a runner on first base, and you can watch that runner take his little lead and just get in the head of the pitcher. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those ones. If you're really paying attention to the game, you can watch the mind games in it, which I really enjoy. But it's not one, it won't get in there as much because if it's not one of those ones you can just watch across a bar. You know what I mean? Like if you're watching across a bar and you see the TV over there and you're like, oh shit, 2 minutes to go on the footy and it's close, you know, and you can just watch that without the sound and it's still fun. But with the baseball, you really have to be paying attention. Okay. And it's really exciting. But we'll throw that in there as 6.
Okay.
We won't settle this because we don't want to do the one where we've gone, oh shit, we've forgotten something.
Yeah, fair enough.
We'll throw our category so far. We've got the 5th set of tennis game. You got a big fight in UFC.
Yeah.
A close AFL game. That can be any AFL game. It doesn't even need to be violent. A tight soccer game, preferably World Cup.
Yep.
Any sort of close basketball game.
Yep.
And the close baseball game in a World Series.
But you did say NFL as well, the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah. We'll throw Super Bowl in there. So we've got 7 options.
Yeah.
We've got to fit 7 into 5, much like Steve and his screws.
That's right.
So we're not going to settle this because we don't want to get to the stage where we keep settling things on and then everyone goes, oh, you fucked that up.
Yeah, okay.
We don't prepare people. We're not organised. So we're going to put this on the Facebook because we get a lot of good traction on the Facebook. So you guys need to go into the Facebook. Don't be blasé. You just look it up. I think it's under DBB Podcast. You can find us there. We're going to put a poll up there. You guys need to order your 5. Your top 5 from worst to first. What's the more exciting event out of the 7 that we've chosen? Once again, running it down. You got your 5th set in your tennis, a big fight UFC, a close AFL game, tight World Cup game, any sort of close basketball game, the World Series, or the Super Bowl. If those games are close, what's the most exciting? Rank them 5 to 1. Which 2 miss out? You got to have 2 miss out. It's going to be a tough choice.
Yeah, it will be.
So we need our listener to vote in. We're going to have one person's going to define the whole list.
Perfect.
That's going to be us. So you're going to need to like that. And also, guys, give us a like on the Facebook. Share it out to some friends. We need to get some more traction. We're going to try to really get this thing going this year. And don't forget to get onto iTunes and subscribe. That's the key. We need subscribers. We need people to like it. We need you to leave a comment, leave a review. I don't care if you leave a 1-star review. Don't really care. Just get on there and do it. Pretty please. And it's not first time and last time I'll say pretty please.
Make it your New Year's resolution.
That's right. Just support the boys.
Exactly. Get around it.
Instead of just complaining that we haven't put a podcast out this year, Nick Handball. That's going to be us for this week, guys. For Speaker, I want to say goodbye. For Steve Burrows,
see you later.
We'll speak to you next week. Peace.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.